I was interviewing somebody for my thesis about a month or so ago, and I told this person, that's what I learned at Berkeley, and the person looked at me like, what do you mean?
I know what you mean.
And what it means is, Berkeley is this huge bureaucracy. And if I spent all my time standing in line in this huge bureaucracy, I wouldn't get half the things done that I needed to get done. And then when I went to Berkeley, which was many moons ago, okay? Some of you weren't even born. They didn't have electronic, you didn't sign up for classes online. We didn't have computers. I was still typing my papers, okay? We still had to do blue books and handwrite our stuff, okay? So I wanted to register for this class, which was at this hall over here, and at the same time, I would need to register for another class that was cross campus, and if I didn't get to both of them at the same time, I would lose out on one of the classes, but I needed to take both classes, otherwise I wouldn't be able to advance in my, my educational progress. How do you do that?
You pay someone.
Pay someone.
Yes. Or you ask a friend to stand in line for you. Or you go to the professor and you say, Professor, I'm so sorry. I know I was supposed to register online, or I was supposed to stand in line, but unfortunately I had this other class I had to get, and if I didn't take and plead my case. You guys have it easy these days. So the whole point really is, if I learn how to not bypass the system, but work within the system to get what I need done, and not cause myself so much anxiety and havoc and whatever it is, and disrupt my life, I'm a lot better off, right? When you leave here, are you really going to remember every single thing you learned in a class? No, I don't remember anything I learned at Berkeley. I mean, I really don't.
Yeah.
But I learned how to find out the information I need to learn how to get what I need to go, where I need to go. And that's a big part of education. I think a lot of professors forget about that. And really, what I like to bring you back is to reality, okay? The reality of the situation is, you can talk about all the stuff in the ether up there, but if you're not really looking at what's going on around you, like how many people here read a paper every day? Bad. How many people get their news from Facebook? How many people get their news from TV? Okay. What are the rest? How do the rest of you know what's going on in the world? How do you know that the world, we didn't have a nuclear explosion in Washington, D.C.? Please, soon. I hate Trump, okay? And if you like Trump, I'm sorry, but I can't stand the man. He is just awful. Okay. So how do you know what's going on in the world?
Radio.
Pardon?
Radio.
Radio, okay. So that's a news source.
Google Newsfeed.
You Google news feeds, okay.
By people talking around you.
Okay. Now, do you believe everything they say?
No.
Pardon?
But no, but it's
Okay.
their opinion or
Okay.
their.
Okay. So the question is, how do you verify that? Pardon?
News sources,
Yeah.
Internet news
Okay.
sources.
So I still read a newspaper every day. I'm old. I'm 58 years old, okay? I know I only look 25, but.
So how credible are all those things you put on YouTube? Because that was interesting.
Good question.
Yeah, like that one, the alternative news one, are they credible? How do you look that up?
Actually, I didn't create the Moodle for this, but the person who did create the Moodle, I have utter trust that she created the Moodle that was credible.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, YouTube.
yeah. But there's a lot of crap on YouTube too.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm really trying to say is, yes, the stuff that we're talking about is important, but I don't view it as a do or die. I want every single person in this class to get an A. That's my goal. And it's easy for me to give you all A's. But on the other hand, you know, you need to demonstrate it. You know, we also have the other issue about, you know, sometimes English is a second language for people. Okay? So, and it's something I was more strict about when I first started teaching, because I was like, well, God, this person's grammar is really awful. But what I would do is, I would say, I want you to go to the writing center. I want you to work with the writing center so that you become more familiar with this. And then come back to me with another draft of your paper, or whatever it is, and I will regrade it. I had, you know, my last semester, one woman, she was a really smart woman. In class, she knew what she was talking about. But when she put something on paper, it was like, oh my God. And it was because English was the second language for her. And what she did was she made the extra effort to go and go to the writing center and do the things that she needed to do to improve. And I saw a marked improvement, and guess what? She got an A in the class. So, you know, the fact of the matter here is, yes, you're going to learn facts here, or you're going to develop facts here, but really, my goal is for you to learn how to develop the information you need in order to get the information, okay? And not whether or not you have every T or I dotted, or every period in place, or whatever it is, okay? So I want to be really clear about that. Okay. What time is it? Oh my God, it's an hour. We've already killed an hour. I love that. No. So were there any
Methodology.
methodology?
Can you talk about it a little bit?
Sure. What do you want to know about
Well,
methodology?
honestly, I haven't really had to like comment on methodology before, so I'm not really sure if I'm looking at the right stuff or putting down the right things.
Okay, so you were asked to discuss in the article notes about methodology. So we're looking at, is it a quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method study? What type of sample did they use? Where did they get their sample from? How did they follow appropriate procedures or protocols for gathering the information? How do you assess that? Well, you read a lot of articles is really what you do, okay? And I will tell you, unless you're doing quantitative stuff.
Which is the one where you're getting numbers?
Yes,
Okay.
quantitative is numbers. Unless you are doing quantitative analysis, methodology is, I don't want to say it's not important, it's not as rigid. Okay. So if we look at quantitative versus qualitative, quantitative is more rigorous than qualitative. Why is that the case? Can we have an idea? Yes?
Quantitative is definitive. It gives you a number.
No, quantitative. Quantitative gives you a number.
Yeah.
Is that what
And
you
then
said?
quantitative is you talk to people